Hey guys, it's me, Tikaani, and today we are watching Catfish, the show about fishing for cats. What do you mean that's not what the show's about? Oh, okay. Sorry, my bad. It's the show where a bunch of people on the internet talk to each other and don't video chat. They always don't video chat, they always hardly do phone calls, they never meet in person. You know, that kind of stuff. Someone who might be pretending to be someone else, I don't know. We are going to be diving right into season 4, episode 12, Tiana and James. So they start off the episode celebrating that they filmed 50 episodes of Catfish, and Neve's like, that's half a century of Catfish. No, half a century of Catfish would be filming Catfish for 50 years. It's just such a weird thing to say to me. Like, we've filmed half a century of Catfish. Like, I guess he was just saying half 100. Okay, just say you filmed 50 episodes. Half of 100 episodes. Not half a century. Who maths like that? Just like when people are like, oh, baker's dozen, and they give you like 13 or whatever, that's fine because the bakers are using the baker's dozen. But if a freaking chair salesman walked up to me and was like, let me tell you a baker's dozen of chairs, I'm gonna be like, why are you saying a baker's dozen? Say 13. Saying a baker's dozen only works if it's a baking good, okay? And any other way is just unnecessary. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Max is like, did you wish for 50 more? And Neve's like, nah, I find the whole thing silly. My boy, you said half a century of Catfish episodes. Seems like you were pretty excited. So excited that you used the wrong terminology that would have been applied to this situation. Okay? You're... I'm just saying. Thanks for the obvious, Einstein. They're both in North Carolina. Guys, they're both in North Carolina and they haven't met. Catfish. Catfish. Catfished. The past tense of fish is foshed, right? What's the past tense of fish? That cat fished, I guess. That cat was fished. She moved from Washington to North Carolina and she hadn't met him yet. That cat didn't have to fish very hard. That sounds like that fish fished itself. It's like a fish just hopping in the boat, you know?
What are you even saying?
Just saying. Like, don't move to a town for somebody that you've never even met. Well, why would you move? Especially, like, you guys saw that arrow, that gap, the map. They showed how far away North Carolina is from Washington. That's really far away to move for a cat, you know? Like, what? And he really wants to know everything about me. Like my social security number, picture of my ID, my birth certificate, my mother's maiden name. He's so inquisitive. How far is Charlotte from Statesville? Dua Maps. Who says that? Dua Maps? Dua Map. In case you were curious, they're 45 minutes away from each other. Okay, dude won't even drive 45 minutes to a town to get a video camera. They won't video chat. Dude lives 45 minutes away. You don't show up to dates. Let that bruh go. Yeet that man. Tiana, girl, no wonder you're getting catfished. The first time she watched the show Catfish was the night before she FaceTimed them. She didn't even know which one was Neve and which one was Max. We all know Max is the silver fox and Neve is the other guy. Neve is the main host of the show and then Max is the guy the silver fox guy. He's just there doing things. Neve's the guy that's like half a century of episodes. Doesn't even make sense, bro. Doesn't even make sense. It's in the wrong freaking context. Ugh. So Tiana just had a baby and then she met James. She says she's been dating James for 3 years and her baby's 3 years old. She put on bed rest and she used that time to browse MySpace. James DM'd her and they talked for a whole month before he even sent a photo. And then he just sent a photo and he was like, this is me. And like, it's gonna be a lie. Dude's a catfish. He won't meet with her. He won't video chat with her, you know? I am under the assumption that he's a catfish. And I just I just think it's strange that they talked for a whole month and he still sent a fake photo. Classic catfish excuse. He got a raggedy camera. He can't video chat her because he got a raggedy camera. What does that even mean? Why does your camera have rags on it? Just take off the rags. It's easy. Insert clip of me taking a rag off something. See? That's how it's done. It's literally that easy. Just 1-2 that boy. So what she likes about James is that he can bring her down from being petty. He can bring her down from being mad, and nobody else can do that. And that was her reasoning for liking him. Tiana, girl, just go to therapy. A therapist can do that too. And they won't manipulate you or lie to you or send you fake photos or string you along for 3 years. In fact, you'll know it's a therapist because that's like kind of their thing. They have like credentials and stuff, you know, and you get to pick your therapist. A lot less work, a lot more expensive, unless she's sending him money, which like, I don't think so because she has like a 3-year-old, but I mean, he doesn't know about her 3-year-old, so that's kind of interesting. So back onto that, what do you mean he doesn't know that you have a kid? So you don't even know if he wants to be a dad, and you're just out here like still talking to him? Like, that's crazy. In 3 years, it didn't come up that you had a kid? Like, not once? Not once? Like, you have to actively hide that. Neve's reaction was me. She doesn't want to tell him because she doesn't like, or he doesn't like kids. He doesn't want to be your baby daddy. Like, this is on some, like, other stuff. I have a problem with this, even if, like, she did know what he looked like, and, like, he wasn't a catfish and stuff. Like, I have a problem with her actively hiding the fact that she has kids, knowing that he doesn't like kids. I mean, like, yeah, I respect that, like, you know, obviously she wants to wait till she meets him in person before she wants to introduce him to her daughter. Like, obviously, that's a given. But, like, he should at least know you have kids. And she says the reason she hasn't told him is that they were too deep in their feelings when she realized that he doesn't want kids. And she just didn't want to tell him now because, you know, it's gonna ruin things. But she's like, oh, my daughter is like, you know, an extension of me, so I know he'll love her too. And it's just like, yeah, but some people just don't want kids because they're not good with kids. Some people don't want kids because kids be kidding, you know. Kids be doing kid stuff. Like, one time I'm just like sitting on the couch editing and my nephew walks over and he's like, what you doing? And I'm like, oh, I'm just editing a little movie review I wrote. And he's like, oh, you being a Karen? You being a Karen online? Like, I don't need that kind of negativity in my life. That was wrong. Okay? Not as wrong as the freaking half a century of Catfish. Like, I really did think, dang, they filmed a lot of episodes, but that wouldn't even make sense. It wouldn't even make sense. Like, even like 8 hours of 8 hours of Catfish content, just like for that to be like half a century worth, 8 hours a day, Monday through Friday, to be half a century worth, that would be a lot of episodes. Here's the math. There's the math. She asked him to meet up. He didn't show up. She planned like a dinner date for them so that he could show up to that and they could meet at like a restaurant called The Melting Pot, which sounds like a fondue place. And I've never even had fondue. I don't know what fondue's like, but I like cheese and melted things. So, you know, it just seems great. Anyway, he didn't show up, of course, because we wouldn't be here if he did. And then her and Aisha drove up to him and they were supposed to meet at a Shell gas station nearby. Dude didn't even show up again. What the heck? This guy is not for you. Just seems intentionally disrespectful and rude, and I don't see what she would see in him. So of course Max asks her, what do you see in him? What do you love about him? And she replies, his personality. Bro, what personality? Like, what? You don't even know him. You just talk to him on the phone and messages. I don't even know if they talk on the phone that much. But like, he won't show up. You don't like know his personality. You just know what's written to you. Like, if it was today's day and age and not whenever this was filmed, which was like this year, then like he could have been just like copy pasting some GPT stuff to you. Like that one episode of South Park. That's how I feel about that. You don't know him. You don't know his personality. You don't know someone's personality until you've really like seen them in person and hung out with them in person, because people change. Like, people hide stuff. Like, people are different when they're in person. That's just, you know, he's real sweet and romantic. Okay. Let me see how sweet and romantic this voicemail he left. I swear to gosh, if it's like the same like 3 lines that like Like I'm someone whose love language is, what are the love languages? What's the love language for communication? The 5 love languages are physical touch, gift giving, acts of service, words of affirmation. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. And then the 5th one is something else. Quality time, okay? And so like as someone whose love language is literally words of affirmations, I will sit and just like send my partner long messages of like why I love them so much. And like even I will include like the, you know, the kind of generic stuff, because I mean there's a reason why it gets like used a lot, because it's common, relatable, and like understandable. So I swear to God though, if this man's like, I miss your voice, I love you so much, I can't wait for us to be together, like if it's not something creative, I'm gonna be super bummed. So let's see what this is. What you got, James? He straight up just asked for some time because he has work tomorrow and he just needs some time to be able to have some free time for his lady when she's been in the freaking state for 3 years now. Okay, I'm just saying, it's just a little like, it's not even a romantic voicemail. It's not even a kind of romantic voicemail. It's a, I'm sorry for neglecting you, give me some time. Like that's not a romantic. How it should have gone is like this. Hey baby girl, I miss the way your voice sounds when you scream at people and you make them cry. You're so dominant and it's endearing. And I appreciate you when you listen to me and I'm trying to calm you down. You got a booty that's bootylicious. That's right. I love you. I love you to the moon and back. I love you to, what's the next line? The ocean and back. Thank you for being a part of my life. You make it so much better. I know that we're in the same state and we haven't met, but it's just, I want to look perfect for you, and I work out every day and I'm just not getting muscle where I wanted to go. I keep doing glute workouts, but my butt's not really getting that much bigger. I don't really understand how to do that, but I need to look perfect to see your beautiful face. Give me some time. Let me work on that. I promise it'll all be worth it. I'm gonna get my bread up, my money up, my cereal up. Gonna stock this house with groceries and stock my pocket with money. And then I'll take you on the finest trip to the Bahamas and it'll be glorious. And that'll be the first time we meet. I'll see you tomorrow. Well, I guess I won't see you, but I gotta get my money and go to work soon. Goodbye. See how much better that was? And that was on the fly, my guy. Like, that was romantic, alright? That was in the wedding vows romantic. I promise to spank that ass every chance I get. Like that guy. That romantic, you know? His was just, I'm sorry I'm treating you bad. That's not a romantic. That's you're apologizing to me. Apologizing isn't romantic. The only thing that would be romantic to apologize for is eating all the leftovers of their food because it was delicious and you just wanted like more. I'm just gonna eat as much food as possible because it's so good. Apologize for that. That's romantic, right? But the reason I paused it was, damn, Neve, you got some hairy thumbs. I can't relate to that. My thumbs aren't hairy, and neither are my knuckles, but the top of my hand is hairy, so I can relate to that. But you know, he got the hair on his thumbs, you know, he got that thumb hair, the hair thumb, there, thumb hair, hair thumb. Which do you prefer? I think I'm leaning there, thumb hair. She didn't even like toy with the idea that he could have been not real, like not even just a little bit. Like Neve's like, oh, well, this doesn't look like a selfie, this is like a photo shoot kind of photo. And Tiana responds, that'd be nice if he was famous. Like, girl, what? What are you talking about? If he was famous, I don't think he'd be hiding from you. And if he was famous, he'd probably have like a social media, like, I mean, he would be some sort of on the internet, right? Like, that's so weird. I don't know, that was just a weird response on her part. I don't know why she said that. That's just very strange. But Neve obviously points out, well, yeah, the guy in the photo could be famous, but it might not be him that you're talking to. And she's like, oh, didn't even think about that. Huh? Like, huh? How you gonna, huh? I hope. I don't know. Crazy. All of this, and I completely forgot that she has a kid that he doesn't know about. So she talks about, oh, you know, he has a piece of my heart. We've been together for 3 years. It's been so long. It doesn't matter how long you've been in a relationship. If a relationship's still toxic at that point where you say, well, we've been together for so long, it's okay to throw it away. It doesn't matter if it's been 10 years, 30 years or 2 years. Like, if someone's treating you terribly and they're not working towards being a better partner for you, you still deserve to have a good partner. So, you know, he ain't it, son. You haven't met 3 years, you still haven't met, he ain't it. And then Neva's like, I kind of think he has a kid. That didn't occur to me. Okay, that's a good possibility, but I don't know. If dude said he doesn't like kids, you probably don't have a kid. Then Neve's like, oh, well, she probably doesn't want to let go because this is her first love. Did she say that he was her first love? Because she has a 3-year-old kid, so I feel like she would have loved someone before then. Maybe not. I mean, I don't know. Like, which is a good possibility. I mean, you don't have to procreate with people that you love if you don't want to, I guess. Like, as long as everybody's, like, consenting and stuff, I guess that doesn't matter. But, like, she didn't say that it was her first love. Did she? Neve and Max click and drag that photo to Google search, image search, and it comes up. It's a rapper named Tipsy Twist, which honestly is a fantastic name. I like that. Tipsy Twist. Why not Twisty Tip? Actually, I think I know why. They're like, oh, well, he didn't tell, he was hiding that he was a recording artist. And Max is like, maybe because he has a wife and is married. And it's like, why he gotta be married? Maybe he does have a wife. Did they even look to see if that rapper has a wife before they started saying that? I'm gonna be really disappointed if they didn't. And now they're just gonna go through the photos and be like, huh, rapper's not married. I mean, the rapper was rapping about not leaving the game. Like, the game of dating, I presume, right? Like, what other game is there? They found the Facebook page for Tipsy Twist, and I guess the catfish is just taking photos off of Tipsy Twist's Facebook and sending them to her because Neve mentions that there are the photos on there that he sent her and more. So that's interesting. So they find some dude's Facebook page who is a mechanic, because James said he was a mechanic, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned that, probably not. Who is using a cartoon image as his profile picture, like he did on MySpace. I also think it's kind of interesting that he's told her that I don't have a Facebook and she didn't like look him up once in the 3 years. And it's not in today's day and age. So I don't know, maybe looking people up on Facebook just wasn't something that they did back in the olden times, you know? The guy is just some older white dude. Max is immediately like, finally, we found the 50-year-old pervert guy. Is this dude even 50? Did they even look at his age? Because they didn't really even look to see if he was married or not. I'm still waiting for them to check that. They don't even know if this is the guy, but they didn't blur his, like, Facebook or his face or anything, so it's probably the guy, right? Because surely they wouldn't just show some random dude's face up here and give him, like, a bad rep and call him the 50-year-old man who's, like, catfishing a 21-year-old. What the fuck was that face, Neve? Ugh, freaking turtle-looking ass. I think it's funny Max was like, this is the person you're worried you've been talking to. The guy looks fine. He's not, like, crazy looking, okay? He's not, like, he's just an average dude. Max reveals that James doesn't even like kids. And her friend is like, you don't? Like, I knew that he didn't know about Journey, but he doesn't even like kids? That's gonna be awkward, which, yes. Like, how are you gonna be with someone who doesn't like children? That doesn't even make sense. If you got kids, you want to be with someone that likes kids. And even Max show Tiana the picture. The picture is the YouTube channel and the video of Tipsy Twist talking. And as Tipsy Twist talks, she starts tearing up because she realizes that that's not the voice of the guy that she's been talking to. And then they bring up the Facebook stuff that they found. And they're like, oh, we found this Facebook page under the name of the person you've been talking to. And they're using a cartoon photo, the same that you said they were on MySpace. And she's like, yeah, that's the same one. And I was like, oh, the same one? And then she clarifies, no, it's not like that same one, but it was still Daffy Duck or whatever. And it's Daffy Duck smoking a cigarette. I would say that's pretty much like the same one, right? Like that's like, they're similar enough. What are the chances? What are the chances that a James on MySpace and a James on Facebook are both using cartoon characters of ducks? What are the chances? Not very high, probably. I don't know the probability of this. Maybe editing Tikaani will put it right here, the math to figure that out. So, but them's the chances, okay? That's the chances. So, the second they show this little white dude, like, her face is absolutely shook. I could instantly tell that she was angry. She starts shaking a little bit and she just looks absolutely fuming. Neve goes outside. He calls this man. He's like, I'm Neve from Catfish. Got your number from Tiana. We're gonna meet. And, you know, handles the thing. And they plan to meet tomorrow. So Neve is gonna go in and tell Tiana the good news. She's gonna figure out who this man she's been talking to. And he messages James and he tells James, we're ready to meet. Where you at? And James like, I'm at the shop. You know, here's the address. It's 10 minutes away from where they are. 10 minutes. Aisha, Tiana's friend, says that this spot looks familiar. And she doesn't know why it looks so familiar, but it feels familiar. It looks familiar. Why would it look familiar? Why would it look familiar? Aisha says, oh my goodness, this is Ricky G's. Oh my goodness, this is Ricky G's shop. She's her baby daddy's cousin, bro. I don't know who that is, but someone she knows. James, why is the garage half open? You couldn't open it all the way. Didn't want to get that rain up inside. And who's Ricky G? And who's Ricky G's cousin? Who is this dude? That's Trez. That's the baby daddy. Is it Aisha's baby daddy or I forget who's who? That's Aisha's baby daddy. Whose baby daddy is it? I don't know. Find out. I forgot. Oh my god, it's Aisha's baby daddy. And Tiana's like, are you in on this? Instantly blaming her friend Aisha. And Aisha's like, no, why would I do this to you? The baby daddy, her baby daddy, bro. He couldn't hop on any other poo-tang. He had to do baby mama's best friend. Are you serious? He had to catfish her for 3 years. Are you serious? He probably could have just talked to her like normal. And also that poor white dude who had his face blasted all over the internet. Poor guy. I honestly can't even believe that Max was right about him having a child too. Because he does have a child. And obviously, because it is Aisha's child, it's their child together. Dang, bro. Dang. Why'd he catfish her for 4 years? 3 years, however many years. Why'd he catfish her? I'm sure he could have approached normally and maybe things would have turned out. Maybe they wouldn't have. But like, why go through all that effort of catfishing? That's so weird. And I also love that Aisha, obviously Aisha's upset. That's her freaking baby daddy. Like, what is he doing? And I appreciate that she's also upset that he's been like catfishing her best friend and she's mad about that too. Okay, Aisha is going after him and that's cool. I'm totally on board with that. Tackle that man, you know? Just take him out. Do what you gotta do, girl. But no, for real. So Neve goes over to Tiana to see how she's doing. And Max is like, I'm gonna check on Aisha. And before he even goes over to Aisha, she's already out of the car and she is gunning for this guy. And what is his name? G? Well, he just decides to, whatever his name is, he just decides to close that garage door, but he didn't close it all the way. But honestly, it was kind of hilarious just watching him like close the garage door. He's like, oh, no. And then we find out that he's been fuming whenever Aisha's been getting into relationships and like going after her, and then meanwhile he's catfishing her best friend. Get that man, girl, in a negative way. Get that man in a negative way. Whatever that means. I don't know what that means. Okay, I'm sorry. His name was Trez. I thought it was G because she said something about Crazy G earlier. But what the heck, Trez? What the heck, bro? Awful thing to do. So Aisha talks about how Trez is always running off her men. She has a hard time staying in a relationship because he keeps gunning for him. Alas, every time she looks at him, he's got a new girlfriend. So I'm wondering if that's also why he's been catfishing. He's just been stringing poor Tiana along just to be with other women and stuff too on the side. Like, this whole situation is just messy. Before he even continues, I think it's kind of creepy. He's talking about how 3 years ago they met at a Halloween party, kind of. She doesn't really recognize him. She keeps saying, I don't know that man. And he's like, well, we met, we talked a little bit. And then so he proceeded to catfish her on the internet on MySpace for 3 years after. Like, you didn't even get like an introduction to her, and yet you found her name to catfish her. That's kind of creepy, right? Am I the only one that thinks that's creepy? Like, that's just weird. Especially knowing that she wouldn't pursue him because it's her best friend's ex-baby daddy. So messy. Trez is like, oh, well, I was gonna come out. I was gonna let her know from the get-go. Then why didn't you? Why didn't you let her know from the get-go then? And it took Catfish coming on the show. She been asking you, and you just wouldn't show up. You just wouldn't be there, which is crazy. So how long was this gonna go on? Just forever? Poor Aisha is upset because, like, obviously it's her baby daddy, her ex-baby daddy. I like that she keeps pointing out that she's upset because her friend thinks that she might have something to do with this, and obviously this is like a whole deal. I absolutely love that she cares so deeply for her friend like that. I think that's a beautiful thing, and it's really good that Aisha and Tiana have each other, because Tiana needs someone that certainly does care for her more than some guy that she's been talking to 3 years that doesn't even have the balls to message her on his own Facebook account or talk to her on his own MySpace, and decides to have a whole relationship and catfish scenario with her after just meeting her at a Halloween party briefly. That's crazy. That's crazy, right? That's crazy. Am I the only one that thinks that's crazy? Aisha's apologizing, obviously, to Tiana, being like, I can't believe this happened. And Tiana's like, he has 8 kids. I've been hiding my child, and he has 8 kids. He has 8 kids? That's a lot of kids. That's a lot of kids to say you hate kids, too. Maybe he didn't say he hates kids. Maybe he said he has 8 kids. Because 8 and hate rhyme, right? No? You couldn't have misheard him? I don't know. It's it's a probability. I don't know. So Neve continues talking to Trez, and he says that he wish he did come out, and it's obviously this is a huge mistake how it's been, and he talks about how he has love for his baby mama, but he's not in love with her, and he has like deep love for Tiana. I'm sorry, someone you have deep love with, you're not gonna string a mom for 3 years and lie to them and then like tell them you hate kids and stuff. Especially, well, if he knew her, well, he knows the best friend. So I wonder if he does know about the daughter or if he doesn't know about the daughter, which would kind of interest me if he does know or not. But again, maybe he said he has 8 kids and not that he hates kids. Possibility. Gotta look at it from all angles. This whole time he was just like, yeah, I have 8 kids. Oh, he hates kids. Makes sense to me. Because who says they have 8 kids? What is this, The Sims? Why you got so many kids? That's crazy. Put a condom on that thing. That's a lot of kids, bro. I could not imagine. All right, like, I could not imagine. I feel so terrible for Aisha. They take a moment, they go back to their hotel and home and whatever, and the next day they meet up again, and Tiana is just still absolutely devastated, absolutely heartbroken, and she feels ashamed, which is so sad to see. And Neve coming in with the dad energy and just comforting her about it, which is beautiful to see. Like, we love seeing a man comfort a woman in her time of need. We love seeing anybody comfort anybody in their time of need. All right, comfort people, don't hurt people, you know? It's that easy. So they're gonna go meet up with Trez so that she can figure out why he did this. And you know he's just gonna be like, oh, we met at that Halloween party and I was really feeling you and I thought you were feeling me, so, you know, I catfished you for 3 years. There's no good reason to catfish somebody, bro. There's no good reason to make a fake account, okay? You stop right now. So they pull up to Trez's house and Neve just straight up lets himself in. I mean, the door was open and it was just the glass door, the divider door in the way. Who just walks into somebody's house without letting them open the door for you? That's so awkward. So Max asks Trez, what did you like about Tiana? And he says that she's pretty and she plays mean, but she's really sweet and she's super sarcastic. And there are a bunch of things, which was way sweeter than the voicemail. Why not say that stuff in the romantic voicemail? But nah, man said, I know it seems like I'm treating you badly, but I'm not. I love you. And then Max is like, did you know that she had a kid? And he's like, no. Bro, you got 8 kids. Okay, I'm curious. He better not get mad that she has a kid, because, like, why would he? He has 8 kids, so Max is like, oh, well, you told her that you didn't want kids, you didn't like kids, and Trez is like, oh, well, she was a little hard on James about that, and Tiana's like, no. So I am really curious about, what did he say? Did he say, I have 8 kids? Or did he say, I hate kids? Why did he think that she was hard on him about it? Because she took it so, like, I hate kids so much. And if it's that, then why is she saying that he's lying? Like, I'm curious of, like, what did he say? How much does he hate kids? On a scale of 1 to 10 on kid hating, how much did he say he hates kids? Or what did she think? And what did he mean? Like, I'm just curious. I would just want to know. So Trez is like, we can be in a relationship though, and he wants to move past it. And Tiana just isn't feeling it. She says, I don't know that man, and I only recognize his voice. I don't recognize this person. So I'm glad that she's kind of seeing things as they are instead of still being like, at least, he looks like the pictures kind of. He's like tall, dark, and handsome. That's the saying, right? Tall, dark, and handsome. Like he's tall, dark, and handsome, so at least he's not that old bald white guy, right? Like, so that's good. But still, like him being like, I hate kids, and he has 8 of them, and then him being like, I don't know you, but I'm the baby daddy of your best friend. Like, oh, yeah, that's like a line you don't want to cross and stuff. So I hope she continues to draw this line and doesn't get pulled in by his words. He lied to you for 3 years. It doesn't change that. Neve and Max leave the room so Tiana and Trez can talk it out. And of course, he apologizes for lying to her. And she's like, you've been lying this whole time. And Trez is like, I'm still in my feelings. I still have feelings for you. I feel the same way. And she's like, well, yeah, I'm me. I didn't lie about who I was. Like, you fell in love with me for me. You don't look like the pictures you sent me. She starts giggling and they're making little jokes together. He's like, see, I'm the same person. I'm still funny. And she's like, that's what kept me in the relationship, that you're funny. No, Tiana, you deserve so much better than this. So much better than someone who lives in the same town as you, but refuses to meet you and refused to meet you for 3 years. So yeah, he makes her giggle and she kind of forgives him because it reminds her that he could take her out of being super angry and super petty and stuff. And that's what she wants in a relationship. But he's still the baby daddy of her best friend. So it's definitely gonna be something that they're gonna fight with, but I guess they're gonna fight with it together. Yay. Like, if they're gonna do that, I really hope she goes and asks the best friend first, and I really hope her best friend is understanding and stands by her and supports her and stuff, because, like, there's nothing better than someone who supports you and loves you, you know? So, I guess Aisha and Tiana are no longer friends. They got into an argument, unfortunately, because Aisha was really jealous that her baby daddy was still calling Tiana and she couldn't co-sign that, which was fair. But Tiana and Trez are not in a relationship, and Tiana says that she's ready to move on and love herself and find someone when that time comes, but she's in no rush. Which, love that for her. We love someone who puts themselves first. So they call Aisha, and Aisha says that her and Tiana got into an argument because Tiana still believes that Aisha knew that it was her baby daddy talking to her when she didn't. So that was why they kind of fought, apparently. And then she also says that she doesn't really talk to Trez like that. She calls him and then hands the phone to her son so that he can have a good connection, which is, I think it's beautiful to be able to put your like relationship stuff aside for the benefit of your child. I think that's a really good thing. 10 out of 10. And we don't know how Trez is because he never picked up the video call and they've reached out multiple times and he's just ignoring them. Which, yeah, because he got his stuff full on displayed. So thank you guys for hanging out with me for this reaction to Catfish the TV show. If you like the video, make sure to like the video, hit the like button, hit that like or dislike button, share the video, subscribe to the channel, comment below what you thought of the episode, how you felt about the relationship. Do you think Aisha should have been supportive of Tiana and Trez and they should have pursued it? Or do you think he was just completely off limits being the baby daddy to the best friend, even if they're no longer friends now? Let me know in the comments below. Either way, I'll see you next video. Bye, guys!